Hi everyone. I took a week off because I did lose a dear artist friend. If you saw my grief video on the grief drawings, it wasn't publicized at that point, so I couldn't really speak into it. Also, it was very raw. The service was a week or so ago, and I'm still processing the loss. She was an artist, a member of the cooperative gallery that I'm a member of. That's the reason why I joined. And she supported me fully, and she could really see who I was, not just as an artist, but as a person. So the loss is immense to me. It's ironic too, because this year is such an expansive year. I have 2 solo shows coming up, and received a big grant from NISCA, and I'm really expanding, so it's bittersweet. So I often talk here on this channel about how to hold it all, and that it isn't always pretty, and life definitely is challenging, and so is art when we're trying to learn and grow. So I'm still working on the grief drawings. There's about over 32, 34, I don't know. It's only been a couple of weeks, but this is a story. And through the loss, there still is memory, right? So art, when we work in this art practice, with the process, these are products too eventually, but we want to learn to separate it out. So then we can put our emotional stuff in there. But not only are we doing that, we're learning spatial relationships, design, color. We're learning that art comes from inside of us. When we work and work and work through all kinds of weather, we're learning that it's not, when I say it's not always pretty, but sometimes it is. We're learning that, there are all kinds of moments contained within the process of it all. So I just wanted to say that here, and I'm still making the grief drawings, so that's what I'm going to be doing, but I'm just going to be doing a voiceover and making some drawings. So I'm a big proponent for art can be whatever you want it to be. You just have to start to learn how to see internally and kind of break away from the external. So when you start to really look at all kinds of art, not limit yourself. Of course, here I am choosing my own preferences in this journey because I love abstraction, and that's where I just fall in love with so many, that movement and the strange and the absurd, and I just love the mark and the moment. I talk about that a lot. I love an immediacy in a mark and a moment, and I think it teaches us so much, those first marks, and I like to honor them. But I also like to grow from them. I'm going to start to talk more about how I see it. I've been in my practice over a decade now, and it's evolved quite a lot, and I'm in it pretty much every day. As you can see, I'm making the grief drawings, which I didn't turn away from it. I wanted to enter into it, and it's what I teach my students, how to open up emotionally. There's a vulnerability to that piece, right? When we step outside of what is comfortable, and we kind of open up to the mysterious, the unknown, these feelings that we're maybe not supposed to talk about because, I don't know, society says keep it behind the door. And I'm not saying you have to either, but what if you want to? That becomes a whole nother story. Art for me has really brought back my voice, my physical speaking voice. What I also teach and share is the more we connect to the process of art making, the more we build the kinetic connections to the self. We can open to the internal spaces and places that are like holding and hiding, and they start to like become friends with each other. And then that's where the freedom lies, when we start to connect what we used to hide, but now we show it, and we dare to enter that moment and that mark just a little bit more, even if it's a little bit. And I know this to be true for myself. And of course, there's many, 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 many ways to look at it. This is just one way. The path is many, not just in art, but in life. That's for sure. But ultimately, I think it's all just about learning how to see, learning how to be, learning how to love, but also like accept our truest, fullest expressions for ourselves as individual creators. What do we want to say in this moment? Grief won't be here forever. And, even in these drawings, I still see hope and love and happiness. I also see the sadness and the loss and the grief, and sometimes it's dark, but I do see the light, and you know what I mean? It's all here, so there's nothing to fear. It's just what do you want it to be right now in this moment? What do you want to enter into? What do you want to choose? You can build a body of work and then it can change dramatically. But it's like honoring like what you need for yourself as an individual person, creator, artist, and opening up to more of that. That's what's happening here in the art process. Building the relationships to the intuitive, the emotional, the raw internal expressions. And not turning away. And that's powerful, and it's healing. There's so much healing power in those expressions. And of course we can learn the technical, but a lot of the times more and more I just see that it's not so much about that part for me. It's really about learning to see all of it, that it's inside of us, and we can externalize what's inside in all these different little pockets, and composition lives inside of us. Art is innate. We are creative beings by nature, and also when we learn to express it all forward, we have a release. Of course, it's always a choice. We don't ever have to show it, but what if we want to? And what if we're scared to? I know for a long time I was scared to show it, but not anymore, not as much. But I still have the doubt and the wondering, right? Because that doesn't go away. And there's always going to be another challenge waiting around the corner, an unexpected surprise. But we find out what we're made of when we stay with it, and the art really changes too. So it's learning how to be with it all, learning to know when you need to learn and when you need to completely break away. And it's all here though. It's like, it's just a sliver and a fraction, a path and a decision, making a way to choose to say, yes, I want to enter into this, and this is how I want it to be as an artist. And this is what's happening right now, and it's okay. It's safe to be here.